Prospecting, prospecting, prospecting. That's the name of the game in real estate. Lead generating. Today we're gonna discuss that, but I'm not doing the talking. I have a great friend of mine who's a great instructor here at US Realty Training and has been doing real estate for a mighty long time. Let's allow her to explain how lead generation works.
Today's video is gonna be about lead generation tips and how to find that next client. I'm a productivity coach. I work with thousands of agents on a regular basis over the last 20 years. One of the number one questions that people ask me every day, Davi, will the brokerage give me leads? And I think to myself, you know what, that's kind of a double-edged question because being a part of the right brokerage is one of the most important things ever. When you're selecting a brokerage, you want to be sure that it's something that makes you feel comfortable and a brokerage that you're proud of. So indirectly, does the brokerage give you leads? Absolutely. Because being a part of that brand is something that's going to inspire you every single day. When you introduce yourself with your business card or on your social media and you say, I'm a part of X, Y, and Z, that in itself will give you the ammunition that you need to find clients every single day. You know, a great lead generation topic that I do want to discuss with you today, and that's door knocking. It's one of my favorite activities to do. People ask me every day, 20 years in the business and you still like to door knock? Some activities in real estate, they're just historic. When you say real estate, door knocking, cold calling are just things that you want to do. One exciting tip, guys, that you absolutely want to think about is getting yourself a name tag. We spoke about that brokerage and what that brokerage and that brand meant to you. Well, you also want to be able to identify to the client when you open that door. Let's go like this. Tap, tap, tap. Hello, I'm Davi Davenport with Keller Williams. I'm excited to meet you today. I wanted to ask if it's okay if I leave you my business card and also a little bit of information on what's going on in the market around your area. Would that be okay with you? Now you're thinking to yourself, maybe in the beginning as a new agent, that might be a little bit uncomfortable. I'm here to tell you one thing for sure, what feels uncomfortable today will not feel uncomfortable tomorrow. Agents ask me every day, Davi, how do I call a stranger? I always say a stranger today is not a stranger tomorrow. What do I mean by that? The entire reason that you're making this cold call is solely for you to introduce yourself to the potential client. One of the things that I recommend is getting a headset. It doesn't have to be the most expensive headset to get you started. I recommend the headset because when you're making that cold call, you want to be able to just be relaxed and able to just enjoy talking to the potential client. Now, when you're talking to them, the first thing you want to do, you always want to have a smile. Maybe even put a mirror in front of you. I always cold call with a mirror in front of me. What do I do that for? Because I want to be able to see that smile myself. May sound a little corny, guys, but the client or potential client can hear the smile over the phone. Don't be a big solicitor where you're going into a big sales pitch. They hear that every day. So what I do is I'll introduce myself. Hi, this is Davi Davenport with Keller Williams or whatever brokerage that you're with. I wanted to ask you if it was okay if I send you over some information about what's going on in your area. So I'm asking their permission. Is it okay if I send you my business card and a little bit of information about what's going on in your area? Guys, it's like a brand new Christmas for them. I'm offering them something and I don't want anything in return. So normally 9 times out of 10, they always say yes. And another thing that does, then I'm no longer spamming them, which we know that we don't want to do. Now, here's something that I really like. And one of the things that is very dear to my heart, that is your sphere of influence. Your sphere of influence, guys, these are people that know you already, or they know someone that knows you. It's kind of like a soft touch, like a warm lead rather than a cold lead. You think about cold calling, you think about door knocking, and you're thinking to yourself, I don't know these people. But here's the difference with your sphere of influence. Your sphere of influence are people that believe in you already. They believe even if you're just getting started, they already know your successes in other areas. So they're very confident in introducing you to someone. Don't ever be afraid to ask your friends and your family members to share your information. If you're providing quality service, it's gonna make them look good. That's like knowing where the winning lottery ticket is. Wouldn't they want to share that with everyone? Of course they would. Now, you know what? Another thing that's exciting, when you think of your sphere of influence, people a lot of times don't think about social media. Social media are people that you've been getting to know virtually. However, sometimes you're clicking like on the different posts that they put up, or they're doing the same for you. What about if you jump in their DMs and say, hey, we've been liking things of different posts of one another, and I wanted to reach out and let you know that I'm in the real estate industry. If you represent yourself the right way, who wouldn't want to introduce you to someone? I can personally tell you, social media has been a great resource for me. I've had people say, you know what, I watched one of your videos and I loved it. I've had people say, I hear you talking about US Realty training and I love it and I want to share that information. So guys, if you're out there right now, don't hesitate to tap into your social media group and the people that you know online. You might be asking, Davi, you spoke about social media. What kind of content would I create on social media that would attract that potential client? One thing for sure is you want to make sure that whatever content you're creating is something that's your authentic self, something that really portrays that real person that you are and that superstar realtor. Imagine if you looked at something and you could tell that that person wasn't being themselves. Here's the great thing. With the right tips and the right information, you come off like a superstar. I've been having some great results with talking about things that are going on in the market right now. I might talk about the interest rates that are happening that day. Just do a 30-second or a 60-second video. It doesn't have to be super long, just something to give that hot real estate tip. And guys, to be honest with you, all of this information is right online. Just Google what are the interest rates for today. And I guarantee you that somebody's gonna get excited and then that phone will start ringing off the hook. I've had some great success with social media ads. Now, we spoke about will social media find you clients. Let's talk about the ad that you put together. Now, for me, I'm old school, guys. A lot of people tease me. So I've had some great results with Facebook. My son says to me, Mom, guess what? You need to be on Instagram. And I absolutely am. It depends on whatever fit that you feel is comfortable for you. If Facebook is your thing, then go for it. If Instagram is your thing, well, go for it. Here's the superstar that everybody's talking about, and that is TikTok. I actually know agents that have been overnight successes, not just with their real estate business, but with getting the message out. So find out which one of the platforms works best for you and then wrap your arms around it. Do you know for about $10 or $15, you could reach an extra 5,000 or 10,000 people? If you want some additional information, just reach out to some of the experts. Now, here's another thing that everyone asks. Should I use business cards? Giggle, giggle, giggle for me. I'm from the business card era. Well, yes, yes, yes. Now think about this. Everyone talks about having a digital presence and they say, I have my card on my phone. What about when you meet that person and they want a physical card? When you eliminate certain aspects of your business, if you say, I'm not gonna do a physical card, but I'm only gonna do a digital card, or vice versa, what you're doing is you're potentially limiting yourself on the amount of people that you can meet. So the answer is yes, 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 yes. A business card is always a staple. A business card almost reminds me of that for sale sign. You know, the for sale sign is the #1 activity for lead generating. It is today as it was in the beginning of the real estate business. It's the same thing with the business card, guys. It's a staple in the community of real estate. Now here's a big one. What about farming, Davi? What does farming mean? There's two different types of farming. One is geographic farming, and that's when you find an area that you like and you say, I want to make this my own. Now be careful, guys, when you make a statement on social media or to your sphere of influence, make sure that you actually have the information. You can't tag yourself as being an expert in a certain area that you're farming and not have all the information to provide the client. That's one thing that you don't want to do. Imagine knocking on that door and you say, I'm your area expert, and then they ask you a tip and you don't know that answer. So we don't want to do that. Another type of farming is demographic farming. You might decide that, you know what, I want to farm a certain group of people. Maybe you want to work with doctors. Maybe you want to work with lawyers. You might decide I want to work with all the millennials. I want to go to the college graduates and I want to present myself. Whatever it is that you decide you want to do, make sure that you're representing yourself in a way that makes you feel so good. I tell you one thing, guys. When you represent yourself that way, your sphere of influence, which we talked about just a little bit ago, will want to tell everyone about you. That's it for today, guys. But there's one more tip that you need to know, and it's right here in this video. That's it for today, and see you next week, guys.